Let's talk about voice talent. Let's talk about announcers. Let's talk about voice actors. Now, what's the difference between those three? Voice talent, announcers, and voice actors. Well, it's really hard to identify, but I can tell you, you know it when you hear it. At GM Voices, we've been working on this for over 25 years. Here's how I describe them. An announcer is a professional voice that talks like this and says, "Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. Your call is very important to us." Okay, I mean, the guy's got a great voice, or the girl, sometimes it might be a girl. She says the words perfectly, great pronunciation, but she doesn't sound like a real person, or he doesn't sound like a real person. And that's what I call an announcer. An announcer is somebody that you hear on the radio that has an effective voice, and they talk in this cadence, and you can imagine having dinner with somebody like this. "Hi, yes, could you please pass the bread?" I mean, real people don't talk like that. And so if we're talking about relationships, having relationships with customers, that's what it's all about. That's not a good way to do it typically. And in the early days of this automated voice technology, an announcer, a radio person, is what people thought they needed. Big voice. That's far from what is happening today. So that's an announcer. A voice talent is somebody that talks, is a voice actor typically, or what we call a voice actor. Someone that talks and does voice work. Typically they're an actor, but a lot of times they're just a voice talent. So, and they can all sound like an announcer, and a voice actor is what we call our people, because our people are really actors, because it's really about acting. And you'll see this in media in general. Radio, television, movies. There's been over the last few years a real move toward more believable people on camera telling their story. Why? Because people can identify with that. They can't identify with, "Enter your account number now." I mean, that's not real. And so what we do at GM Voices is we work with actors. And what we typically do, a customer's trying to pick a voice, we'll pick several voices, and maybe they're listening to a radio announcer. And they'll listen to the radio announcer, they'll listen to a voice talent, and they'll listen to one of our voice actors, and they can't really articulate why they sound different, but they like the voice actor. And so in our business, we can articulate that. It's because they sound believable. What I do as a director or a producer, when I'm listening to voices and trying to find a voice for an application, is I just close my eyes and listen to it and go, do I believe that? Do I believe what she is saying to me? Is it sincere? That's really the key. That's what you have to do, and you can't put that on a spreadsheet. This is part business and it's part art. This is the part of our business that's art. Then, once we get that natural sounding voice actor in the studio, we have the framework and the infrastructure that teaches them, directs them on how to read the scripts, so that when it's a whole string of numbers, it comes back sounding like a real person talking. And so it's really hard to articulate, but boy, I tell you, when you hear it, you know it. And what happens, you've got a brand, you spend millions of dollars crafting your brand, and you turn your customer relationships over to this automated voice technology. It's very dangerous. And so what we help you do is make sure that that brand that you spent so much in the marketplace crafting and invested so much in, we're going to make sure that brand is consistent and heard when the customers call. And it's really key. We'd love to be of help to you in this area. We'd love to talk about it whenever it's convenient. So if you ever have any questions, please do give us a call.